How do scientists or psychologists define understanding in the brain?
The concept of understanding is something that I think we all intuitively have a notion of. But when we try to get very specific about it, it becomes hard to draw really bright lines. One kind of classic example is the Chinese room thought experiment. Imagine that there was a person in a room, and what they had was an amazing dictionary, essentially. And in that dictionary, they had a list of every single possible sentence in English and Chinese and the mapping between one and the other. Outside the room, what you could do as a person is take an English sentence, slip it through a slot. The person inside the room would make that translation using their book, write it on a piece of paper, and send it back out to you. From outside the room, it would look like what you had was somebody who understood both English and Chinese because you're getting those perfect translations. But would we consider that person to actually understand English and Chinese? Probably not. That doesn't usually rise to the level of what we mean by understanding. This seems more like a lookup table, something that you could say, this equals that, with a whole long list of those things. That doesn't really feel like what we mean when we say that a human understands something. Now, if we were to go steps further than that, it does get more squishy. One simple way to think about what understanding might mean that's closer to our intuitive notion is to have a representation of some structure of information such that you're able to draw inferences from it and have those inferences be accurate. Let's say you wanted to know if a child had an understanding of other people having their own minds that had access to their own information and not necessarily all of the information that the child themselves had access to. In developmental psychology, this is often referred to as theory of mind. The way that you test for that kind of understanding is to see if the child is successfully able to make predictions about other individuals that have their own minds but have different information from the child. And so, in this way, I think we can see that a definition closer to that human notion of understanding is to have some sort of structured representation of information that you can then take that and infer new things from.